we have a very fun and interesting show tonight. And we're going to start out with a comic who is becoming a regular here. She's been on MTV. She's been doing a lot of stuff around the city, all over the West Coast, East Coast. And the other thing you need to know is trans people are big on pronouns. If you have a question, just ask. So this next comic uses the pronouns they or them. So let's bring them up. Charlie Stern.
Oh God, what a disaster. Oh God. Your mom is so fat. Your mom is so fat that people don't look her in the eye and often don't treat her like a human being because we live in a sizeless and ableist society. So I realized that I don't have to come out as trans anymore. My hair does that for me. You can always spot a queer on the street because we all have really bad hair, because we all cut our own hair, because statistically we're more likely to be in poverty than cis and straight people. So, despite being queer, I'm really bad with cats. I don't understand why they have to throw up so much. I find I interact with vomiting cats the same way misogynists interact with women, like, you're a horrible creature and I don't approve of what you do with your body. So anybody else here ever Google the phrase Uncle Joey Full House Bad Sweaters and masturbate to the image results? Yeah, me neither. Anybody here ever tweet at Dave Coulier, who of course played Uncle Joey on Full House, and say things like, "Let's fuck, but 20 years ago"? Me neither. How funny. So I feel like this is the right demographic for this. Queer porn tumblers are fucking weird. So queer porn tumblers, you have to slog through a lot of shit. Well, you have to slog through a lot of stuff. It's not that type of porn. You have to slog through a lot of stuff to get to the good stuff. So I was going at it. I was masturbating, and I was going at it for like 3 minutes straight, and I realized that I was masturbating to a Picasso painting. So I've been having a lot of dreams lately that I'm pregnant and I have to get an abortion, which is not a decision I'm willing to make when I'm sleeping. And I don't understand how I got pregnant in these dreams, because I use condoms when I'm by myself. I was at Planned Parenthood. I was on tour, so I had to go to Planned Parenthood in Philly, and in the waiting room there was a person with presumably her partner, and her partner had never seen an episode of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, never seen any of the show. So what this woman was doing was she was explaining every single episode of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air that she had ever seen to her partner. And they finally admitted me, and they made me change into, you know, the paper gown, and I was, you know, trying to get comfortable. I was getting in the stirrups and out of the stirrups and in the stirrups and out of the stirrups. And I didn't want to be in the stirrups when the doctor came in, because that would appear like I was too eager. You know? So I got out of the stirrups, and the doctor comes in, and she's like, "Do you want a pelvic exam?" And I was like, "No, just give me drugs." So she gave me drugs, and they caught me on the way out at the front desk, and they were like, "So how are you going to be paying for this? What's your occupation?" And I said, "Well, I'm a touring stand-up comedian right now," and they, without asking me, wrote down, "No income." So I didn't have to pay for my drugs. So, unpopular opinion, the world was ruined when it went co-ed. It shouldn't be Adam and Eve, it should be Eve and that rad fucking snake, just frolicking their days away in the Garden of Eden, not worrying about men. And you know, you could say, I hate I was in an abusive relationship with an older man, and every single day he would ask me to marry him, and every single day I said no. But one day I said maybe. And he said, really? Will you take my name and everything? And I was like, of course, I'll start calling myself Chris. He didn't like that one very much. So, listen, I've made some mistakes. We've all been there. I slept with a hippie. The first time, and there were multiple times, I regret to inform you, the first time, right after I came, he whispered in my ear, you know, there are no buffalo in North America, only bison. And the next time, after we finished, he whispered in my ear, you know, whales are direct descendants of weasels. You can tell because whale skeletons still have hip bones. So I don't know how to break it off with him. I just want to text him one day and say, listen, I don't need any more of your animal facts. So I have this horrible fantasy, and I'll never do it, but it's a fantasy of mine. I want to go to a Target, and it has to be a Target, and I want to go up to a presumably man and presumably his wife and kids, and I want to say very loudly to him, haven't I seen you on Match.com? Fuck his life, ruin his marriage, but like I realized, like, what if that man's polyamorous, and what if that's how I end up married? So I'm engaged now. So I'm gonna close with the classic. What if you could have the most amazing, mind-blowing orgasms, but every time you did, a cascade of spiders fell from your face?